about using the ADA. Same thing in New York. So yeah, it's not up to the states, it's up to us, our community, to listen to people that have been on the lines for years. So people with disabilities have been speaking about this, about using the ADA around police brutality against people with disabilities. ADA Title III deals with public accommodation. And we know that police never give public accommodation to anybody. So if we're going to use a part of the state, the laws, then let's use it. Well, let's talk and listen to people that have been there for years. You know? Kayla's family moved to Berkeley because Berkeley was known to be, you know, the disability mecca. You know? Which is totally not, it never has been, especially for poor people of color. But we once again, we need to listen to people with disabilities when they're talking, lawyers, activists, reporters. Because this is nothing new. Nothing new. I was in New York, you know, in the 80s. You know, a lot of New York disability activists were talking about police brutality. And in the 90s, they talked about, hey, can we use the ADA? Here in the Bay Area, when I had my own nonprofit, me, Poor Magazine, Caduceus, the Coalition on Homelessness, talked about, hey, let's use the ADA against these cases. After the Sheening case in San Francisco, you remember that case? After the appeal of John Burrs, the ruling said that police need to be under the ADA. So after that appeal, so this case is more than a case. It's a landmark. It's going to be a landmark, and we can use it and spread it throughout the country. But we need to listen to people that have been here, and we need to realize that you know, we can use this quote-unquote reform, but the real power is going to come from the community. You know, the real issue is you know, knowing your neighbor, so you can call your neighbor for assistance and not the police. You know, if you don't know how to do that, Poor Magazine has a workshop that says never call the police. You know, take that workshop. You know, live the life of what you know we are trying to do. It's not a hashtag. It's not a Ford Foundation grant. It's about changing your lifestyle and saying, I'm not going to call that number. I'm going to call my neighbor. But before we do that, we need to know our neighbor.
Oh, shit.
We need to know our community. And whatever happens in the court, we know that we need to come home and live up to what Kayla Moore stands for. We know that we have work to do beyond the court case. So it's up to us to implement justice. Because the justice comes from us. Peace.
Woo, 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 woo! All right, we got just a few more people that we're going to have speak before we take off down the streets. First, I wanted to ask Floyd Armbester and attorney Stanley Goff, sorry I didn't give you much warning,
It's okay.
to come and share about something that's happened recently in Berkeley, his experience with the police, being brutalized by the police.
How you guys doing out here?
All right.
I want to say thank you for allowing for me and Floyd to come up here and to tell you our story. First and foremost, I want to give reverence and deference to Kayla Moore's situation, to her family who suffered at the hands of the brutal police once again. It happens all too often. And that's why I believe that we were invited to come up here and speak as well. Floyd, who is my client, and let me introduce myself. My name is Stanley Goff. I'm a civil rights attorney. But Floyd, who's my client, he's totally blind. He was shot multiple times in 2014, a victim of a violent crime. As a result of the gunshot wounds, he was left permanently blind. He has a metal rod in his arm. In 2015, while he was blind in his home in Berkeley, a city that he grew up in, such as Kayla Moore, he had a panic attack. This is something that happens to people when they don't have their sight. As a result of having a panic attack, his caregiver was somehow out of the house. She was trying to get in to help him. She couldn't. The police finally came. Berkeley police came supposedly to help Floyd. But when they got there, they seen that his caregiver had a scratch on his chest from trying to climb in the window to get in the house to help Floyd, and they criminalized Floyd and arrested him for domestic violence. Now, this man is totally blind. He cannot see anybody to do anything to anyone. That's not the worst of it, though. Once they pulled him out and decided they were going to arrest him, his caregiver told them, gave them notice that he had a rod in his arm, that his arm could not be bent backwards. And they bent his arm backwards anyway, and put the handcuffs on him anyway behind his back. He went into agonizing pain, screaming, and they still left the handcuffs on behind his back and bent his body over. His caregiver tried to give them medical records. She tried to give them notice. She kept giving them notice, and they left the handcuffs on him like that anyway. They eventually placed him in the police car with the handcuffs still behind his back for an additional 15 minutes. All during this time, he's screaming in agonizing pain. They finally get a clue, and they readjust the handcuffs when they finally, I guess, believe that he was really blind. And they put the handcuffs in front. But by the end, the damage had been done. He already had damage in his arm from being shot multiple times, and he was gaining some kind of use of his arm through physical therapy. But all of that treatment, all the advancement that he had made was set 5 stages backwards as a result of the Berkeley police's conduct. This is what happened to Floyd. It was an ADA violation. They had noticed that he was disabled. They did not accommodate his disability. Very similar to Kayla Moore. Floyd is just lucky that he's alive still, that he's not dead. But what he suffered is just as unfathomable as anyone else who's disabled being treated gruesomely by the police. And it has to stop. It has to stop. I introduced myself as a civil rights attorney. I'm a human rights attorney. Because civil rights is human rights. Period.
Say that.
So I'm gonna allow Floyd to talk a little bit. If you want to talk.
Hello. I'm just out here for justice for Kayla Moore, first of all, and I do believe this needs to stop. I was raised in Berkeley. We played for Berkeley. Every football team, basketball team they have. You know, I wasn't blind all my life and disabled all my life, but I'm disabled now, and we have to make a change. They can't come into our homes and do this. They can't. They came into my house, and I'm ended up being the victim because I'm having a panic attack. I'm having an attack and need help. I'm calling for help. And they came in and didn't help me. They hurted me. This needs to change, please. And please, anybody can go help. Blind Lives Matter Foundation, look it up.